In this video, we discuss strategies when it comes to technical analysis that could work in a Wave 3 move. Now, it's a little bit tricky with the Wave 3. I liken it to something like Bitcoin. Obviously, the meme coins aren't like Bitcoin, but the way we trade them are. With Bitcoin, you kind of know it's going to be there for a very long time. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to go to zero tomorrow or anything like that. And we know it goes through cycles. So when you see a price of Bitcoin at 20,000 or 15,000, people seek to do value trades. They think, the risk reward is just worth it here. Maybe it'll go up, maybe it'll go down, maybe it'll have a tough year, we don't know, but it's kind of just worth trading based on the multiples. So that's kind of how we have to approach this. So keep that in mind as I go through the exact strategies I use. Now this is WIF, so dog with hat, we've discussed many times. The thing is, even if you look back in hindsight, and we had this high on 22nd of December, and then we grinded down all the way until 8th of January, you don't know where the low is going to be, and you can't just sit there on a chart watching for days to weeks for the low to form. So the way we trade Wave 3 is completely different. The way we trade it is we look for breakouts, and breakouts are very, very easy to draw. In a downtrend, you just take all of the wicks on the top side of the downtrend and you draw a line through. And if you get a breakout off that line, then this is a potential breakout that could lead to something more. Sometimes you get a retest as well. All that means is we broke through this line, broke through this door, and then price came back and stood on the door, basically, and retested it to firm it up, to make sure it closes properly. And then we go. So with these bigger coins, you tend to see retests as well. In Wave 1s and Wave 2s, you hardly ever see retests. You just see price kind of float away. So look for that. Look for these long-term breakouts. Now, many times you can see breakouts and they don't go anywhere. For example, I was trading this one. And this is Kok Inu on AVAX. And let me just hide the sidebar. And here you can see, if we zoom out a little bit, basically there's a few trend lines you can draw. First of all, you could have drawn one from here. And you see we broke out there, but we quickly failed. And then there's another one across these two highs that we kind of didn't really break out. We tried a little bit. It was a weak effort. So what do you need when it comes to a breakout? You need to obviously break upwards. So once you get through it, you need to keep moving upwards. So continuation, that's one thing. Continuation. Two, you need to see volume. So at the bottom, is there more volume? Now here, off the lows, it looked like a little bit of volume was coming in. But we didn't get that continuous volume to push the market up. Volume moves markets. I've said that many times in this training program. So no follow-up volume. The price just dies off and it's not really doing anything. However, now we've got a smaller breakout here forming right here, and price has broken out, but again there's no real volume. If we can continue to trend up though and get more volume, then we could be onto something. Once we've broken out, we want to see the staircase again. We want to see higher highs and higher lows, much like we see in an uptrend. This is starting now, but it's looking very weak though. And like I said, there's no new volume coming in. So it's not the best breakout in the world. Whereas this one, when this broke out, so let's just find the 8th of January breakout here. So in real time, this is what you would have seen. You would have seen price coming down. You've been watching it. Coming down. We had a little breakout there, but notice the volume hasn't moved yet. So a lot of people got in there early and they did really well. I personally missed it. I'm not watching these charts constantly for hundreds of different meme coins. However, if you have them on your watch list and you're regularly scanning some of the bigger collections that you do like, which I am definitely now doing, I would have picked up on this. And then what did we see? Afterwards, follow through. So we started seeing some stairs forming. So higher lows and higher highs, and then volume came in. And then the stairs started getting steeper. That's it. That's a breakout. It's as simple as that. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a breakout of here. And then if you get to all-time highs, you're looking to see if you can break above and then find support, retest, and then move up. This didn't find support. It actually broke back down through, and then it's broken back through, and then down, and is now consolidating. It's actually getting a little bit more bullish now, the fact that it's consolidating on that level. But for this to move, as you get higher in market cap, you need more power, more momentum, more force. So basically, we need all the meme coins on Solana to just rally for a period of time. We need the whole niche to pick up. And if the whole niche picks up, this will pick up. But what is the point now? Because from 300 million to 600 million is crazy. but the ROI, it's 2x. Is it really worth it? And it could take weeks to months, days, weeks or months. It's not worth trading this, in my opinion. Definitely not with these setups. But down here, it was. I mean, even then, it was at a high-ish market cap, but it's still worth it because 80 million, maybe you'll get a 2x or 3x, and that's what happened. But really, it's these earlier stages that I'm looking at. The actual wave 3 isn't here. This is like almost a wave 4 or continued wave 3. The actual real wave 3 for the majority of collections is here. Is these levels where we get 7, 8 million. So the wave 3 actually started here. First, they hit 12 million, pulled back to 2, 3 million, and then took off. And then from 2, 3 million to, hundreds of millions is a lot of ROI. A lot of ROI, even though the initial moves also had a lot of ROI. And look how the volume suddenly broke out here. It's very clear. Look how low the volume is there. And look, suddenly, on the 13th of December, boom. She went from nothing, 4 million to 20 million. Everybody on Twitter talking about it. And then off and running. So I'm in GME right now. And it's going all right. It's I discussed it in the last video. Since then, I've made this video. And it's kind of picked up. And it's near all-time high. So it's going well. But we have no idea, where it's going to go, how it's going to go. It's very, very hard to predict these things. And it hasn't broken into all-time highs. But once it breaks into all-time highs, it could do what WIF was doing, consolidate here. But the thing is, because it's a lowish market cap, it's only 13 million, not 300. It has space to run. If it wanted to do a little run to 50 million, it could do. That's not crazy in terms of Solana meme coin terms. So I take that all that into account. And that's called tokenomics. I'm taking the tokenomics into account. I'm taking the market cap into account to see and decide what is realistic. For example, if I showed you one that's setting up for wave 3 and it had a 1 million market cap, you'd say, well, it's quite possible. That's not a crazy market cap. It's not crazy high. You don't need millions of followers on Twitter to achieve those numbers. What are the other techniques? So a lot of the same ones kind of apply, but again, you don't really see it that much. So the ones we discussed in wave 1, the panic dips and stuff like that, exhaustion, consolidating below breakout, yes, it kind of does, but on a higher time frame, that's not really the best one. With these wave 3 moves, you kind of don't want to wait here. So we're consolidating under high. This is a bad time to buy. You're buying at all-time highs. This is a really bad time to buy because there's no guarantees. It's kind of coin flip from here. It's not worth it for you in terms of risk reward. You need to get in these early. So the way to get in early was what I did, which is trend line. Very clear trend line here. Look what happened. So it's a trend line breakout. That is my favorite technique. We're going through a few different things, but that's my favorite. Notice we break out 10 million. Break out strong, by the way, so you could take profits here and stuff. Come back, retest, and then we move. And that retest is actually the best entry point because you don't really think about stop losses and such when it comes to meme coins, but in your mind you'll have one. So you bought here, and if the price just goes under the trend line, you know that that's not a proper breakout and it kind of failed. So literally by 7.5, if you bought in at 8, at 7.5 you sell. So if you bought for 8 sold, you sell for 7.5. You got 0.5 risk, nothing. And then if it runs, you get to 13, 14 million, you're up 5 sold basically. That's kind of how it would work there. So that's my favorite strategy. I look for volume as well. Look at the bottom. What happened with volume? You see, it kind of broke out. So those are the two signs, and that's a way to get it early. I've tried, I've had a look, but it's very hard to pick bottoms with these things. It's very, very difficult. I wouldn't bother doing it. Yes, you'll give up the first kind of 20% move and stuff, but so be it, because you could be waiting, like I said, for a long time. But this low, where did it come in? Like if you look left, it usually tends to be previous support levels, but because there's so many levels, there's a level here, there's a level here, I can see a level here, there's support here, here, here. There's so many levels, you don't know where price is going to stop. So trying to pick it is risky. Now what you can do is you can average in, DCA in. So you can actually buy at these lows and just hold and see how it goes and see if it's setting up, and then buy a lot more if you get a trend breakout. That is another way to do it. So you kind of get in early. So you can buy blind, but remember, it could just dump on you as well. So you'll have to get out quickly. But that's my favorite strategy when it comes to technical analysis of wave 3 breakouts. Thanks for listening.